What is up, guys? This is MTG of MTG Reviews, and today we are exposing this BMW 3 Series, BMW's best-selling car ever, and arguably one of BMW's best work till this date. This is the G20 model, which is by far the best-looking 3 Series ever. And yes, I said it, better than the Gusheshe. If you wanna argue about that, let's brawl in the comment section. I'll be waiting for you. Let's get to it. Let's start off with what all BMWs are all about, the performance. This one has the inline 4 2-liter obscure B48, the B58's little brother, outputting 115 kilowatts and 250 newton meters, sending it to the rear wheels through the 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, here's what immediately comes into your mind. Oh, it's not that powerful, for sure it's not that fast. And you'd be partly right, it's not that fast. What I can tell you is that it really moves. Even the silhouette of it induces that Ntagosia look. I mean, you can just look at it from the side, and I mean, come on, you gotta give it respect. Designers really did something here. So this car has like a good balance between the sporty handling ride and a magic carpet ride. It handles so well. So they really did something good with the suspension, like balancing that magic carpet ride and a sporty ride. So that's a perfect blend. And what this B48 engine does better than the B58 is its drinking habits. It's not that thirsty, so you'd be basically saving more fuel by opting for it. And BMW are claiming a consumption of 1,113 kilometers of driving. So basically, you can drive from Limpopo to the Eastern Cape without refueling.
Nice.
Now to the interior. I'd like to remind you that BMWs have one of the best quality interiors ever. Interiors that don't creak, unlike the 3-pointed star brand. This is a nice place to be. The seats are supportive, they're covered in this nice quality leather. You can be here for hours without even feeling tired. Even the back seats are nice, and talking about the back seats, you don't have much space here, but it's okay depending on your height. If you're not that tall, then you're gonna have a good time here. And we have nice amenities such as like their own zone of climate and armrest, and it makes it a nice place to be for long road trips. Now, my favorite place to be in this cabin is the driver's seat. When you're here, you feel like you're the center of attention because the dashboard is slanted towards you, so everything is basically pointing at you. And if you know, you know, that's BMW classic interior design. Even the Gusheshe had this. And yeah, it's a pretty simplistic design, to be honest, and the layout is pretty straightforward. The infotainment at the top, the events below the infotainment, the climate control below the events, which are not fussy. It's just buttons for the climate controls, and in which I like, not like the facelifted models. Those are embedded on the screen. And below those, we have the classic 1 through 8 BMW buttons, which you can assign to do different shortcuts. And besides them, just there on the side, there's track skip buttons. Yeah, and sliding down to the center console, we have this nice looking gear knob, which is a park button on it, in which is a nice touch from BMW because you don't have to go through so many gears to get to park. So you just press the P button and you're good. And around it, we have a stack of buttons that I won't go through all of them. I mean, they're all self-explanatory. So of course, the center of attention here besides the gear knob is the iDrive wheel, which controls the infotainment display. And directly in front of the center console, there's 2 cup holders and a wireless charger. And if you want to know more about wireless charging, check out the video of my Polo review that I explained how it works. So yeah, do check it out. Now back to the infotainment. This is a simplistic UI design, very straightforward, and you can use this button on the left side of the screen to do what you want. There's media, communication, navigation, car, and apps. And this is not BMW's latest UI. The new one is a bit different, is a bit more modern. And if you want to check that one out as well, check our BMW i7 review, as that has the new infotainment. And if you want phone connectivity, there's Bluetooth connection, obviously. But then, I mean, why would you use that when you can use Apple CarPlay, in which I'm actually not a biggest fan of, because it uses Wi-Fi connection, meaning you can't be hotspotted while using it. And it's actually not as responsive as if the connection would be wired, so it's a bit laggy. But then, yeah, that's it. And we actually have Android Auto as well, which everything that I just mentioned applies to it. It's laggy, and which is a bummer, but it is what it is. Now to the gauge cluster, in which BMW was trying to be unique by giving it the digital look, but then it being analog, in which I don't understand. It's cool, but then, I mean, it would be cooler if they just put a digital one on this car. I mean, this car started at 755,000. So I mean, imagine having analog gauges and you pay that much. So that's a it's okay that they tried to do that, but then still, this car, I think it deserved to have like the digital ones. I mean, you're paying over 700k, so I mean, might just as well do that. But then, anyways, I hear machine. Lo the BMW really did something with this design. I mean, till this day, when I look at this car on the street, I still stay. I mean, this is a blind car, so I mean, just look at it. The dual exhaust pipes, no fakery going on here. It's the real deal. But yeah, I mean, we know BMW is never gonna miss when it comes to 3 Series. Well, they've never missed before. They don't miss.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
And when you look at the front, you have the grills. These ones are good. They're not like the ones at the 4 Series, which are just the huge beaver teeth. These ones are like the normal ones, and they basically now in this position that they are right now, they closed off, but then they do open up when the engine needs some cooling, and which is a good thing, and it improves aerodynamic when they closed off. So it's a nice thing. And on the side, nice silhouette, as I've already mentioned. And we have 18-inch V-spoke alloy wheels, which actually look very nice. They're good. So now let's quickly chop up the numbers. So the range kicks off at 127,893. And yeah, that's quite a lot for a base 318. So the monthly repayment would look like this, with 12% interest and paying it over 6 years without any deposit. The installment would be 16,278, and we need to factor in petrol, which is going to be around 1,298 for a full tank, and insurance at an estimate of 2,500, and that would bring up the total to 20,076 rand monthly, and that would go down to 18,453 with 10% deposit. Yeah, that's pretty expensive for a 318i. So what's my verdict on buying this car? Okay, just like off ramp nyana. For me, if I had this kind of money, I'd just get a Golf 7.5R. And the reason is just, I mean, you get more performance and it's just a better car for me. So, but then if you're looking for a mid-size sedan in this class, I'd say explore your option. Check out the C200, which is pricier but faster, or the Audi A4, which is a bit slower but then less expensive. So for me, between the three, which one would I go with? It's a bit of a toss-up between the 3 Series and the A4. The 3 Series for the looks and the A4 for the price. So what I do is just toss a coin, and whatever comes out, comes out. So yeah, so that's basically it for me for today. And yeah, catch you on the next one.